television is more popular than Jesus, I might have got away with it. But as I just happened to be talking to a friend, I used...
Throughout history, individuals have dared to mock the divine, challenging the very existence and authority of God. This video tells the tales of people who openly ridiculed the Almighty, exploring the gloomy consequences that followed. From music to politics, entertainment, and even sports, these individuals find themselves entangled in a series of events that skeptics may perceive as divine retribution. First up is the iconic John Lennon, the legendary singer who during an interview boldly proclaimed, "Christianity will not end, it will disappear." He went on to assert that the Beatles were more famous than Jesus Christ himself. But in the year 1996, a tragic fate awaited Lennon. After boasting about his fame, he was shot 6 times, leaving the world to ponder the power of words and the fragility of human life. Moving across continents now, another man who openly mocked God's power was Tancredo Neves, the president of Brazil, who during a presidential campaign declared that not even God could remove him from the presidency if he received 500,000 votes from his party. True to his word, he secured the votes, but the unexpected happened. Tancredo Neves fell ill a day before his inauguration and tragically passed away, leaving many to reflect on the unpredictability of destiny. Still in Brazil, in the vibrant city of Rio de Janeiro, Cazuza, a bisexual Brazilian composer, singer, and poet, took arrogance to new heights. In the midst of a show, he deviantly blew smoke into the air, proclaiming, "God, that's for you." However, the consequences of his insolence manifested in a cruel manner. Cazuza succumbed to lung cancer at the tender age of 32, a stark reminder that actions often carry unforeseen repercussions. One of the most told stories of human arrogance daring to challenge the divine is definitely the Titanic story. Reports have it that Thomas Andrews, the Irish businessman and shipbuilder behind the construction of the world-famous Titanic ship, boasted with irony that not even God can sink it. Yet, as history recalls, on the 14th of April 1912, the Titanic met a tragic end, sinking on its maiden voyage after crashing on an iceberg, killing 1,503 people on board, including Thomas Andrews himself, whose remains were never found. This underscored the futility of challenging God and the grim consequences that comes with arrogance and pride. This story serves as cautionary tales, reminding us of the importance of humility, respect, and reverence towards the Creator. Fast forward to 2005 in Campinas, Brazil, where a group of friends, highly drunk, decided to pick up a friend. The concerned mother accompanied her daughter to the car, expressing worries about the friend's drunken state. She advised her daughter saying, "My daughter, go with God and may He protect you." To this, the daughter responded arrogantly, "Only if God travels in the trunk, cause inside here it's already full." Hours later, news arrived that they had been involved in a fatal accident, claiming everyone's life. The car was unrecognizable, but to everyone's astonishment, the trunk remained intact. The police were baffled, stating that there was no way the trunk could have remained intact. Inside the trunk lay a crate of eggs, miraculously unbroken. A year later, Christine Hewitt, a Jamaican journalist and entertainer who boldly declared the Bible to be the worst book ever written, got her own share of heaven's judgment. In June 2006, she was tragically found burnt beyond recognition in her motor vehicle. Even though her husband and brother-in-law were arraigned and tried for her murder, they were discharged and acquitted several years later. No one has been held responsible for her death till date. It's crucial for us to remember that there is no other name given so much authority as the name of Jesus. Many have forgotten, but only Jesus died and rose again, and he is still alive. Dante Wilder is one of the most recent famous people to have tasted the wrath of God, but for God's mercy, he lives to tell the tale. This story serves as a powerful reminder of the consequences that can unfold when you mock the divine. Wilder, who was once undefeated WBC heavyweight champion, faced a shocking defeat that shattered not only his title but also his reputation as one of the most feared punchers in boxing history. In his profile trash talk with Tyson Fury, Wilder's arrogance and mockery of God reached a peak when he declared, "It will be your God versus my God." His words echoed a pride that overlooked the limits of human strength and the higher power that governs all. The most anticipated rematch in February 2020 turned out to be a humbling experience for Wilder. Fury's dominant performance, knocking him down twice and ultimately quickly forcing a stoppage as Wilder's leg gave way, was a stark reminder that no one is invincible and that there is a power greater than our own. Wilder's defeat was not just in the boxing ring, it extended in his excuses, blame shifting, and refusal to acknowledge his opponent's victory. This mockery of God and arrogance backfired, teaching him the hard way that humility, respect, and grace in both victory are virtues that transcend earthly success. The Bible is also replete with stories of people who dared God and reaped the fruit of their foolishness. Pharaoh, the ruler of Egypt, dared to oppose the God of Israelites, refusing to release the enslaved Israelites. He challenged the Almighty's authority. In Exodus 14, as the Israelites crossed the parted Red Sea, Pharaoh's army pursued them. The sea closed in, drowning the Egyptian army. This tragic event served as a stark reminder that no earthly power can withstand the will of God. Another vivid account takes us to the book of Daniel, where King Belshazzar of Babylon hosted a grand feast, using the holy vessels plundered from the temple in Jerusalem. In Daniel 5, a mysterious hand appeared, writing a divine message on the palace wall. The prophet Daniel interpreted the message, revealing that Belshazzar had been weighed and found wanting. That very night, the king was slain, and his kingdom was given to the Medes and Persians.
Bring me the golden vessels from the temple of Jerusalem.
But my king, is it wise to use the vessels?
Also in the book of Daniel, we read of the powerful king Nebuchadnezzar, who in his pride declared in Daniel 4:30, "Is not this great Babylon, which I have built by my mighty power as a royal residence, and for the glory of my majesty?" God humbled Nebuchadnezzar, driving him into madness and exile until he acknowledged the sovereignty of the Most High. Even in the New Testament, in the book of Acts, Herod Agrippa received adulation, claiming it was the voice of a god and not that of a man. Instantly, an angel of the Lord struck him down, and he was eaten by worms, a poignant lesson about the peril of accepting worship that rightfully belongs to God alone. The wisdom of Proverbs rings true. Pride precedes destruction, and a haughty spirit leads to a fall. In one journey through life, let us strive for humility, respect for others, and a reverence for God. As we conclude this exploration into the consequences of mocking God, may this story guide us towards a path of wisdom, humility, and a deep understanding of the significance of fearing God. Let us reflect on these lessons and apply them to our own lives.
The ship will sink.
Certain?
Yes.
Television is more popular than Jesus. I might have got away with it. But as I just happened to be talking to a friend, I used the word Beatles as a remote thing, not as what I think, as Beatles as though those other Beatles like other people see us. I just said they are having more influence on kids and things than anything else, including Jesus. But I said it in that way, which is the wrong way.
Well, some teenagers have said, have repeated your statement, said the Beatles, I like the Beatles more than Jesus Christ. What do you think about that?
Well, originally I was pointing out that fact in reference to England, that we meant more to kids than Jesus did, or religion at that time. I wasn't knocking it or putting it down, I was just saying it as a fact. And it is true, especially more for England than here. But I'm not saying that we're better or greater or comparing us with Jesus Christ as a person or God as a thing or whatever it is. I just said what I said and it was wrong or was taken wrong, and now it's all this.
What's the most enjoyable thing to you about this adulation, this almost godhood on it?
If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like.